Maintaining muscle strength becomes a growing concern as we age, especially after 60. While exercise and adequate protein intake are well-known factors in preserving muscle mass, hydration is often underestimated. Many older adults believe that simply drinking more water is always beneficial. However, emerging research suggests that how you drink water, including timing, quantity, and electrolyte balance, may significantly affect muscle function and long-term strength. Inappropriate hydration habits can contribute to electrolyte imbalances, interfere with nutrient absorption, and even accelerate muscle decline. In this video, we'll take a closer look at 3 common hydration mistakes that older adults often make, usually without realizing it. You'll also learn practical strategies to optimize hydration in a way that supports muscle health, mobility, and overall physical resilience after age 60. Understanding muscle loss and the role of hydration. After age 60. After age 60, the body undergoes natural physiological changes that increase the risk of muscle loss, a condition known as sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is characterized by a progressive decline in skeletal muscle mass and strength, often beginning as early as the 5th decade of life. According to the European Working Group on Sarcopenia in Older People EWGSOP, sarcopenia affects approximately 5–13% of adults aged 60 to 70 and more than 50% of those over 80. Cruz-Gentoft et al., 2010. While exercise and protein intake are critical to preserving muscle, hydration plays an equally important but often overlooked role. Muscles are composed of approximately 75% water. Proper hydration is essential for muscle cell volume, nutrient transport, protein synthesis, and neuromuscular function. Dehydration or imbalanced fluid intake can impair these processes, accelerating muscle degradation over time. One important aspect of this is electrolyte regulation. As adults age, the kidneys become less efficient at conserving sodium and other electrolytes. At the same time, the body's thirst response weakens, which means older adults may not feel thirsty even when mildly dehydrated. This subtle imbalance can affect not only hydration status, but also muscle contraction and coordination, increasing the risk of fatigue, weakness, and falls. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology Mentes, 2006, found that even mild dehydration in older adults was associated with reduced muscle performance and increased risk of functional decline. This is particularly concerning because many hydration guidelines do not account for age-related changes in renal function, hormonal regulation, and electrolyte balance. Another complicating factor is how water is consumed. Drinking large quantities of water in short periods, often done to catch up on hydration, can dilute blood sodium levels, a condition known as hyponatremia. Hyponatremia may lead to symptoms such as muscle cramps, weakness, confusion, and in severe cases, loss of consciousness. A 2015 study in Clinical Interventions in Aging emphasized that hydration strategies for seniors should focus not only on quantity, but also on frequency, timing, and electrolyte support. Linda, a 72-year-old retired school teacher, experienced recurring leg cramps and morning fatigue despite staying physically active. After consulting her physician, she adjusted her hydration habits, switching from large, single sittings to smaller, more frequent sips of water throughout the day, and adding a pinch of sea salt to her morning glass. Within weeks, she reported improved energy levels and fewer muscular issues. It's important to note that hydration needs can vary based on body weight, kidney function, medications, and overall health status. Older adults taking diuretics or blood pressure medication may be particularly susceptible to fluid and electrolyte disturbances. This makes personalized hydration planning under medical guidance essential. In summary, Sarcopenia is a multifactorial condition, and hydration is a critical but under-recognized component of muscle health in aging adults. Water intake must be carefully balanced with electrolyte preservation and tailored to the physiological realities of aging. Ignoring these factors may lead not only to accelerated muscle decline, but also to greater frailty and reduced independence. The most common hydration mistakes after age 60. While staying hydrated is essential, many older adults unknowingly develop hydration habits that may negatively affect muscle function. These habits are not due to neglect or lack of effort, but often result from outdated advice or a lack of awareness about how hydration needs change with age. In this section, we highlight 3 of the most common hydration mistakes in older adults and how they may contribute to muscle weakness and physical decline. 1. Drinking large amounts of water at once. One of the most frequent mistakes is consuming large volumes of water in a single sitting. Many older adults believe this is a quick way to catch up on hydration, especially if they have gone hours without drinking. However, this approach can lead to a rapid dilution of serum sodium, a condition known as dilutional hyponatremia. Hyponatremia, even in mild forms, can result in muscle cramps, fatigue, headaches, and impaired balance. A clinical review in the New England Journal of Medicine Verbalis et al. 2013 emphasized that hyponatremia is more prevalent in older adults, partly due to age-related changes in kidney function and anti-diuretic hormone sensitivity. The kidneys are less able to excrete excess water efficiently, leading to a risk of fluid overload and electrolyte disturbance. 2. Drinking water immediately before or after meals. Another commonly overlooked habit is drinking water too close to meals. When large amounts of fluid are consumed right before or during meals, gastric juices may become diluted, which can affect the breakdown and absorption of nutrients, particularly amino acids, which are essential for maintaining and rebuilding muscle tissue. A 2021 article in Nutrients reviewed digestive efficiency in older adults and found that mealtime water consumption greater than 300 mmol could reduce protein absorption efficiency by up to 10%. While water is essential, its timing in relation to meals should be considered to optimize nutrient uptake for muscle preservation. 3. Skipping morning hydration. Many seniors delay their first glass of water until well after breakfast, or skip it altogether. This is especially problematic because the body experiences mild dehydration overnight through respiration and urination. Without prompt morning hydration, muscle cells may remain in a suboptimal state, affecting both mobility and energy levels throughout the day. Hydration upon waking supports blood volume, electrolyte circulation, and neuromuscular responsiveness. According to the Journal of Applied Physiology, Saka et al. 2007, even mild dehydration equivalent to 1 to 2% of body weight can impair physical performance and cognitive function in older adults. Case example: Harold, 68, a retired engineer, experienced frequent leg stiffness in the morning, making it difficult to start his day. His physician advised drinking 200-250 ml of water within 15 minutes of waking, followed by gentle stretching. Within 1 month, Harold noticed improved flexibility and reduced morning discomfort, without any other changes to diet or activity. Additional concern: lack of electrolyte support. Many older adults consume only purified or distilled water, which contains no minerals. While this may seem like a clean choice, it can contribute to electrolyte dilution if not balanced with dietary sources of sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Electrolytes play a direct role in muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and fluid retention in muscle tissue. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2015 published findings that older adults with lower serum magnesium levels had significantly reduced muscle strength and were more prone to muscle fatigue and cramps. For individuals with restricted diets or chronic conditions, electrolyte imbalances may be even more pronounced. In summary, these common hydration mistakes, drinking too much water at once, poor timing around meals, skipping morning hydration, and failing to maintain electrolyte balance, may all contribute to accelerated muscle loss in older adults. Addressing these patterns through small behavioral adjustments can improve muscle function, support mobility, and reduce the risk of dehydration-related complications. Water, electrolytes, and muscle function. The hidden link: water does not function in isolation within the human body. Its physiological effects, especially on muscle cells, depend heavily on the presence and balance of electrolytes, including sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. These minerals help regulate fluid balance within and between cells, facilitate electrical impulses that trigger muscle contraction, and maintain cellular stability during movement and exercise. Muscle contraction is an electrochemical process. When the brain signals a muscle to move, sodium ions enter the muscle cell, generating an electrical impulse. Potassium then exits the cell to restore balance. This rapid exchange is what allows a muscle fiber to contract and release smoothly. If electrolyte levels are low or imbalanced, these signals become weak or delayed, resulting in symptoms such as fatigue, cramping, and reduced coordination. A 2015 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience emphasized that older adults are more prone to electrolyte disturbances, particularly due to decreased renal efficiency and lower total body water content. These changes make it more difficult to regulate sodium and potassium levels, increasing the risk of muscle-related complications, especially in warm climates or during physical activity. Furthermore, magnesium plays a critical but often overlooked role in muscle health. It is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, including protein synthesis and energy metabolism, both of which are essential for maintaining muscle mass. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Dominguez et al. 2006, low serum magnesium levels in older adults are strongly associated with decreased muscle strength and increased risk of frailty. Water facilitates the transport of these minerals to and from muscle tissue. However, if large amounts of fluid are consumed without corresponding electrolyte intake, the result may be dilutional imbalance where electrolyte concentrations fall despite adequate hydration. This is particularly true for individuals who consume primarily distilled or filtered water, which lacks essential mineral content. Case example: Irene, 75, had been drinking nearly 2 liters of filtered water daily to support her kidney health. However, she continued to experience frequent muscle cramps and lightheadedness, especially in the afternoon. Her doctor recommended adding small amounts of mineral-rich foods, such as leafy greens, nuts, and a pinch of sea salt to her daily routine, along with spreading her fluid intake more evenly throughout the day. Within 3 weeks, her symptoms significantly improved. It's also worth noting the role of calcium in this context. While best known for its contribution to bone density, calcium also supports muscle contraction and nerve signaling. In the absence of adequate calcium, especially when diluted by excessive water intake, muscle fibers may become sluggish or prone to involuntary twitching. The Journal of Applied Physiology, 2008, found that age-related changes in calcium metabolism can impair muscle performance even in otherwise healthy older adults. Beyond these direct interactions, electrolytes help regulate cell volume. When fluid enters a muscle cell without adequate electrolyte support, the cell may become overly swollen, triggering a stress response that can inhibit protein synthesis, the process by which muscles repair and grow. This effect, although subtle, may compound over time, leading to a gradual decline in muscle function. Finally, it's important to recognize that electrolyte needs vary from person to person. Medications such as diuretics, ACE inhibitors, or laxatives can all influence electrolyte balance. Chronic conditions like diabetes or heart failure may further complicate hydration strategies, making individualized guidance essential for older adults. In summary, hydration is not simply about drinking water. It is about maintaining the right fluid-electrolyte balance to support efficient muscle function, nerve activity, and physical performance. Ignoring this balance, especially in later years, may lead to unintended consequences, including reduced strength, impaired mobility, and greater vulnerability to injury. Recognizing the role of electrolytes and adjusting hydration practices accordingly can be a key step in preserving muscular health after 60. Practical guidelines for drinking water. The right way after 60. Understanding the science of hydration is only valuable if it translates into practical, daily behavior. For adults over 60 drinking water, the right way means more than meeting a target volume. It involves timing, quantity per intake, and proper support for electrolyte balance. In this section, we present evidence-based recommendations to help older adults stay well hydrated while minimizing risks related to muscle decline, fatigue, and electrolyte disturbances. 1. Drink smaller amounts. More frequently, instead of drinking large volumes at once, which may lead to fluid overload or electrolyte dilution. Older adults should aim for 150, 250 ml 5 to 8 Oz of water per session, spaced evenly throughout the day. This method supports better fluid absorption, minimizes the burden on kidney filtration, and helps maintain a more stable internal environment. A 2022 review in Geriatrics and Gerontology International reported that fractional fluid intake, where water is consumed in small, consistent portions, is associated with better hydration markers and lower incidence of dizziness and muscle fatigue in community-dwelling older adults. 2. Start the day with water. Morning hydration helps restore plasma volume after overnight fluid loss and supports neuromuscular function during the most physically vulnerable time of day. Consuming 1 glass approx. 200-250 ml of room temperature water within 15 to 30 minutes of waking is a simple but impactful habit. Example: Frank, 70, had trouble maintaining balance during his early morning walks. Upon his doctor's recommendation, he began hydrating with a glass of water before getting out of bed and delaying caffeine until later. Within a few weeks, his sense of steadiness noticeably improved. 3. Avoid drinking water too close to meals. To support digestive efficiency and protein absorption, both of which are crucial for muscle preservation, it's advisable to avoid consuming large amounts of water 15 to 30 minutes before or after a meal. Instead, water should be consumed between meals, allowing the stomach to produce sufficient digestive enzymes and maintain optimal acidity for nutrient breakdown. A controlled study in Appetite 2019 found that fluid intake over 300 ml immediately before eating reduced gastric acid concentration and slowed protein digestion in older adults. 4. Include natural electrolytes with daily fluids, rather than relying solely on plain filtered or distilled water. Older adults may benefit from incorporating electrolyte supportive options, especially during warmer months, illness, or after physical exertion. Examples include adding a small pinch of sea salt to 1 glass of water daily, drinking a cup of low-sodium vegetable broth, including foods rich in potassium and magnesium, such as avocados, spinach, beans, and bananas. Consuming diluted coconut water unsweetened once or twice per week. According to Clinical Nutrition 2016, adults over 65 who consumed balanced electrolyte fluids maintained better physical performance and fewer incidents of postural hypotension compared to those drinking only low mineral water. 5. Adjust based on health conditions and medications. Hydration plans must be adapted to the individual's medical profile. For example, those with chronic kidney disease, congestive heart failure, or those taking diuretics may require fluid restriction or medical supervision. In such cases, it is essential to consult a healthcare provider before making significant changes in hydration habits. Example: Elaine, 73, was taking loop diuretics for hypertension and had been limiting her fluid intake out of fear of water retention. After discussing with her physician, she adjusted her hydration routine to include modest fluid amounts spread throughout the day. With monitored sodium intake, her muscle cramps and dizziness significantly decreased under this guided plan. In summary, the key to proper hydration after 60 lies in moderation, timing, and mineral support, not just the total volume consumed. Older adults should aim to hydrate proactively, not reactively, by making hydration a consistent part of their daily routine rather than waiting for thirst to occur. These evidence-based strategies not only protect against dehydration, but also support muscle health, energy levels, and overall physical stability, all of which are critical for maintaining independence and quality of life as we age. After age 60, protecting muscle strength is essential for maintaining balance, mobility, and independence. While many people focus on exercise and nutrition, proper hydration plays a key role that is often overlooked. Drinking water the wrong way, such as consuming too much at once, skipping morning hydration, or ignoring electrolyte balance can quietly contribute to muscle fatigue and weakness over time. To reduce these risks, older adults should consider a few simple adjustments. First, drink water in small amounts spread evenly throughout the day instead of in large quantities at once. This helps the body absorb fluids more efficiently and prevents sudden electrolyte loss. Second, start the day with a glass of water to support circulation and neuromuscular function. Third, avoid drinking too much water immediately before or after meals to support better digestion and protein absorption. Finally, include natural electrolytes from foods like leafy greens, bananas, or a small pinch of sea salt in water, if recommended by a healthcare provider. These changes may seem small, but they can make a real difference. By drinking water in a smarter, more balanced way, older adults can support their muscles, reduce the risk of falls, and stay more active and independent. If you found this information helpful, we invite you to subscribe to Radiant Health 60 for more science-based health advice tailored for older adults. And if you're ready to make a change in your hydration habits, let us know in the comments by writing, "Hydrating Smarter from Now." Thank you for watching, and remember, even simple habits like how you drink water can have a lasting impact on your strength and well-being.